Welcome back, fight fans, to another episode of GTS Combat. And I'm looking ahead to what's definitely a highly anticipated fight. It's the trilogy between the notorious Conor McGregor and Dustin the Diamond Poirier, and it's looking like it's being booked for UFC 264 on July 10th. So let's get into it. For this one, I don't really feel the need to go into all the stats because we've seen them not too long ago. I believe the last time out in the trilogy, there's only going to be about 6 months between it. So I feel like Conor McGregor must be fairly confident and fairly motivated to want to book it back so soon. Hopefully, but I'm not so sure. I'm feeling a bit scared for Conor McGregor and his reputation, because what are you going to do if you lose this fight to Dustin Poirier? I don't really know where he goes from there. So I'm hoping he does get the victory, but I feel like it is going to favour Dustin Poirier, the fact that it is being booked so soon after the last time out, because is McGregor going to be able to make the right adjustments? Is he going to be able to check those leg kicks or just evade those leg kicks? I'm not so sure. I feel like he took a very boxing-based approach in the last fight, and he was very planted in front of Dustin Poirier within a boxing range. He was there to be hit. He was letting off his own shots, and he was being very precise and almost, like a sniper in a sense, because, he was very selective in his punches. He wasn't always landing. Maybe that was due to not being so active, that he didn't have that sort of vision and then reflexes to be so quick, and maybe that was also in the same sense of evading the shots, that maybe he wasn't able to get out of range so quick because he was trying to sometimes pull back out of the way of a leg shot, or he was trying to slip some of the punches and he was still having to eat them. So maybe that was due to inactivity. So maybe getting in there would sort of, brush that under the carpet a little bit, but I'm still not so confident, and I'm not a huge Dustin Poirier fan. Out of all of the fighters in the lightweight division, he's one of them that I sort of least like. I don't really know why. It's just, he's just doesn't really draw me in at all. He's just very flat in his sort of personality, if that's in all honesty. But it's nothing personal, because I'm actually backing him for this fight. I believe he probably will get the victory against Conor McGregor. And you know what? Fair play to him. I like his approach going into this fight, that he actually turned down the opportunity to fight, I believe, like Michael Chandler or Charles Oliveira for the lightweight belt. And some may say, does he believe that they will beat him? I don't think so. I think he's took it in a business approach, that he thinks a McGregor fight is always going to be bigger than a fight with Charles Oliveira or Michael Chandler. So let's take this trilogy whilst it's there, whilst I have the opportunity to fight McGregor again, whilst McGregor is asking for this fight, because who knows what happens with McGregor 6 months down the line. He could be going off doing a boxing match. He could be going off just chilling on a yacht somewhere. Who knows? He may not want to fight again if you leave it that long. So taking this fight is a business approach, and if he's confident he's going to beat McGregor, he knows that title shot's there for him afterwards. So he's still got it. He's still got a fight with Michael Chandler or Charles Oliveira for the belt, and that will be a big payday in itself, especially once you defeat McGregor in a sort of trilogy sort of matchup, and that means you've come out as the victor over McGregor in a trilogy battle. So fair play to Dustin Poirier for doing that. I think that's a very smart decision, especially if you're confident you're going to get the victory in this fight. If you're not, then obviously you've gone all in and you fucking pissed it in the wind, ain't ya? But like I said, I'm actually backing Dustin Poirier. I don't believe McGregor's going to be able to go sort of roll back the clock and go back to his former self, his featherweight self, when, he was very sort of elusive, sort of bouncing about, very in and out at times. He always was the one sort of pressing his opponent a lot of the time, but he was always able to use his head movement and use his footwork to slip and get out of the way of shots, and then sort of dart back in and just, put his opponent's lights out. That's what we used to know from McGregor. He was just that sort of, like I say, bouncing in and out and just having them heavy hands to just knock his opponent out. But he was touching Dustin Poirier and he was hurting probably Dustin Poirier, but he was eating him. And Dustin Poirier still has to be careful, because McGregor still has the capability and the power that he does possess to really hurt you. And that could always change a fight in an instant with the snap of a fingers. One punch could change it just instantly. But the same goes for Dustin Poirier. If he's chopping at McGregor's leg again, all it takes is one leg to blow that calf out, and just McGregor can't put any weight on it again. And then we see where the fights go. McGregor seems to have that little bit of quitting him at times. When he feels the fight slipping away, he seems to find the out. Obviously, I'm not saying he looked to get knocked out in the last fight. I don't believe so. I think that was just a dirty punch that caught him and just put him on his arse and put him out. But in some fights, against Nate Diaz, he was hurt. He looked for the takedown. He gave his back when he didn't want to get punched in the face anymore. Against Khabib, he sort of the arm didn't really even seem fully under the neck, and he seemed to just tap and give up. He never seems to fight until the end when it comes to them sort of positions. But hopefully he can get the victory this time out and win this trilogy against Dustin Poirier. I'm just not feeling too confident in McGregor to get the victory in this one. This is probably the first time, other than when he was going into the fight against Khabib, that I've really felt that in a mixed martial arts fight, that I've felt like McGregor really has it all stacked against him in this one. He really has to pull something out the bag to get the victory. And I'm hoping it's not going to be as difficult as the Khabib fight, so he can get the job done. He just needs to make sure Dustin Poirier doesn't chop at that leg and he doesn't get knocked out. Sounds simple when you put it like that. But obviously Dustin Poirier, world-class mixed martial artist, very well-rounded mixed martial artist. And I just believe he is going to get the victory. My official prediction is probably going to be a third round knockout or TKO for Dustin Poirier. And that pains me to say it. I believe he could also win on a unanimous decision potentially. I think that would probably favour Dustin Poirier as well. I don't see McGregor maybe pulling out 5 rounds and pulling off a dominant victory over Dustin Poirier across 5 rounds. Like I said, due inactivity and everything, is he really going to do that over 5 rounds? And when we said one of the main sort of flaws to McGregor is his gas tank, so I'm not too confident on that one. I believe the Nate Diaz one was a bit sort of controversial as well. I'm not too sure who I would have gave that one in their rematch, over 5 rounds. But yeah, probably McGregor, but I'm not so confident. I don't believe he'll get a unanimous decision. I think he really probably does need to knock Dustin Poirier out to get a victory here, and if so, probably within 2 rounds. Whilst Dustin Poirier, I'm saying he can get probably a 3rd round knockout or TKO is going to be my official prediction, and most likely if it goes to a decision, I'm favouring Dustin Poirier also. That's my official prediction. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. I've been your boy Jimmy. This has been GTS Combat. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Till next time.